I'm going to do a 3-card spread with my Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Because it's going to be a bit awkward to try and shuffle with one hand, because I have no tripod or anything like that, I'll just pick the top card from each of these 3 piles, including the pile that's 1, or that's 2 cards. Right. So first of all, we have the Hanged Man. Then second one, we have the Sun. And third, we have the 9 of Pentacles. The first thing I like to do when I'm coming up with ideas from tarot spreads is to look at the cards and see what my first thought is from just viewing them, without looking at books or anything else. For the Hanged Man, I'm thinking that this story would start with an execution, or if not quite an execution, then a public humiliation. The Sun shows a young child, sort of innocent and happy, riding through a field of sunflowers on a horse. So what I'm thinking here is either the child of the Hanged Man, or himself as a child. In the 9 of Pentacles, we have a lady alone in a vineyard, surrounded by wealth, and holding her pet bird. Now, I always think of her as a sort of kept woman. So she's married into wealth, but she can't necessarily venture out from beyond the walls of her garden. Sort of similar to her bird, who, it's not very clear, but probably has a hood over it. You know, sort of like birds of prey that are trained to fly out and catch, but they're tethered to their owner or trainer, so they go out and so they're free to go out, but they must always come back. Now, it could be that if the child in the Sun isn't the Hanged Man as a child, then it could be the 9 of Pentacles as a child, and she is the daughter of the Hanged Man. What I do now is look in the little white book that comes with each particular deck, and have a look through and see the keywords and if they spark anything in relation to my ideas, or if they perhaps contradict them. For example, with the Hanged Man, we have wisdom, which could be that that his daughter has had to learn from his mistakes, or that whereas he might have spoken out and been punished for it, she is rewarded for staying silent. We also have trials and sacrifice, and with the Sun we have material happiness, a fortunate marriage, contentment, which ties into what I've said about the 9 of Pentacles. Then for the 9 of Pentacles we have, among others, safety, success and accomplishment, and a fulfilment of what is predicted by the neighbouring cards. When I'm using tarot to come up with ideas, I also like to compare between different decks. Here we have the Morgan Greer tarot deck, and I'm just going to flick through until I find the cards that correspond with the ones I've drawn from the Rider-Waite Smith.